As you go through the Purpose Mastermind, the principle described in this video may be one of the most important things that we will push you towards as you go through this program. So let's describe this briefly. Let's talk about the no-step human. This is the person, there is help available to them, but they don't even consider it. And here's why. Their life is lived in a box of isolation. They have decided that there is no help or hope for them. So they live in isolation. And in this box, they don't even consider what is outside of them. They don't consider that change is possible for them. Let's go on to the one-step human. The one-step human is a person that maybe looks for help, that they see there's a resource for help. They might listen or have their ear to the ground for help, but they don't do anything other than maybe glance at the help, because as they look at their life, they are living in a hole of desperation. All they see in front of them is dirt. They do not see how help can possibly help them. So the desperation keeps them from doing anything other than, well, there's help, but help can't help me, because all they see is dirt in front of them. Let's talk about the two-step human. I think this is where probably the majority of people live. The two-step human is the person that they look for help, but then they expect the help to change them. This is where many people live. This person might enter every program. They might read every book. They might take great notes. They might look to a lot of sources for help. And then they just think that the help is going to change them. This person lives in a circle of frustration. It's like it's a cycle of frustration. Let me try this and see if it'll change me. Let me try this and see if it'll change me. And it's a constant cycle. And it's frustrating because you feel like, okay, I asked for help. I did this thing. I read that book. I listened to this podcast. How come I'm not changing? Well, let's talk about the three-step human. The three-step human is someone that takes step one, which is they look for help. But there's something that they do that the two-step human is missing. And that is they realize that step two is to practice with their own life the principles that the help gave them. When a person gets help, they are getting a principle. But what you have to do is step two, which is to practice the principle. And that brings the result, number three, which is to get the power of the principle. Person number three lives in a path or a trail of transformation. Because this step two right here, that is what brings life change. Information is great and certainly helpful, but it becomes powerful when it is lived out. And so throughout this program, we're going to challenge you to take these steps right here. And these steps are usually going to be a little bit awkward, a little uncomfortable. It's a step into the unknown. But when we take these kind of steps, we get the results that we're looking for.